Jazz and filmmaking have run on parallel tracks throughout my life. When I was a kid, got into jazz by seeing Louis Armstrong on the Ed Sullivan Show when I was 8 years old. It was very exciting. I wanted to jump into the TV and become part of that world, which I later did when I got to New York. When I was a teenager, there was a renewed interest in foreign films, which kind of got me started into filmmaking. Francis Ford Coppola came to my hometown, spoke at a local seminar, got to meet him. That kind of made me realize that I too could become a filmmaker. I did. I went to NYU Film School, studied with Martin Scorsese, learned a lot about filmmaking. At the same time, I was hanging out in jazz clubs, of course. Got to know a lot of musicians. After I graduated film school, I worked on documentaries and industrials for a few years, but because of the relationships that I was building with musicians, I started writing about them. I sent in an article to Downbeat magazine for a gentleman named Walter Bishop Jr., who's no longer with us, who turned out to be a very close friend of mine. Bish had played with Bird. We did an interview. It got published in Downbeat. That began my career as a jazz journalist, which ran for about 2 decades, where I published hundreds of articles and liner notes. Stopped filmmaking for a while, though, although my storytelling went on in a series of plays that I wrote. I co-founded the Jazz Theater Workshop in 1979 with Richard Dubin. We produced an off-Broadway play called Bebop, which was a tremendous success. Worked on some other theater projects, including co-founding a theater company. 7 plays got produced. And after my .com experience, I helped co-found Jazz Central Station, the first major jazz website. I ended up doing websites around 2000, and 2004 I returned to filmmaking because lowered cost of production with mini DV camcorders and also computer editing. I started producing videos for the musicians whose websites I was doing, including Joe Lovano and Billy Taylor and Sonny Rollins. That led to the initial postings on YouTube in March 2006, where I became the jazz video guy. And thanks to social media, I've been able to reach a global audience with my work.